What goes unsaid about Charles County becoming the richest black county is that Prince George's is rapidly becoming a very poor county. And what you're going to see is Prince George's County has now opened up its Section 8 housing voucher list, and they've been flooded with demand. What's interesting again is that the rich blacks, or the blacks with the good government jobs, are running away from the poor blacks. That goes unsaid in all of the reporting of why Charles County has now become the most affluent black county, is that the most affluent blacks have run away from the low class blacks. No new wealth is being created. Rich blacks have just run away from lower class blacks and moved their wealth elsewhere.
Here and just say, forget it, done.
Leslie Garner, a federal government worker who owns a gym in Prince George's County and lived here for 15 years, moved south to Charles County 3 years ago.
That I take that commute any day if I can have that peace when I get home.
Turns out.
And you hear there that the immediate thing he mentions is peace. Prince George's County has become a violent, chaotic town. We talked about, and one of their celebrity chefs, a former football player, was shot multiple times in a robbery coming home from a restaurant. And this is probably the peace that this guy is referring to.
Garner is a part of a population shift that accelerated during the pandemic. Washington Post data columnist Andrew Van Dam investigated the trend in a recent article.
The number of families who are black and earning more than $200,000 has quadrupled in Charles County from 2009 to 2020. Just an enormous economic shift of the type that we don't often see.
The Washington Post analyzed census data and found Charles County's white population has declined, while its black population has risen above.
And either the white population have moved out or they've been overwhelmed by the black population coming in from Prince George's County.
50%, making it a majority black county, surpassing Prince George's as the wealthiest.
The largest source of people coming into Charles County is Prince George's, and a lot of those people are extremely high income, the sort of well-off middle class and upper middle class.
And that's exactly the point. They had an extremely high end, the wealthiest county in America, and they couldn't maintain it because of this horde of lower class blacks. So now they're running to the neighboring white county and turning it black.
Upper class that we've come to associate with Prince George's in the past 20, 30 years.
Van Dam found that black families are enjoying more options and less restrictions in where they can and want to live. And during the pandemic, commuting became less of an issue.
You can tolerate an extra hour commute if it means you get, 5 acres of land on the waterfront in Charles.
What is strong?
You know, it's interesting. We had a guy that lives in a gated community in Prince George's County, and he got into that gated community by getting hit by a train. So a legal settlement put him there. He's probably right next to some of the Prince George's County people that were hankering to move, and they left him there, the one-legged guy. And they moved on to Charles County.
Region we live in.
Prince George's County Executive Angela Ossobrooks says she doesn't see the shift as a loss for her county, but a gain for the region.
So the region is a very strong and competitive region, and we believe that Prince George's County continues to do as well as it.
And see, this is just another black trying to massage over the fact that the wealthiest blacks who can afford to move away from the low-class blacks are moving.
Does because of our proximity to these amazing neighbors of ours, including the ones in Charles County.
We kind of anticipated, just based on the numbers, that we would see this trend.
Reuben B. Collins, president of Charles County's Board of Commissioners, remembers when Prince George's County was crowned the most affluent majority black county in the nation. And he's now preparing for what this means for his county.
And that Prince George's wealthiest county designation lasted all about 25 years, give or take.
This transformation is something that it's ongoing. And the reality is you still have individuals in this community that don't necessarily see a change like this as being a positive. I think
it's definitely not a positive. If you're losing your most wealthiest residents and you're being saddled with the poor left behind who are demanding Section 8 vouchers, how is that a win? This guy doesn't want to face that, and he doesn't want to acknowledge why the most wealthiest or the wealthiest of the residents are leaving.
It's a tremendous opportunity for Charles County to be considered an elite community.
Right, and what is the opportunity for Prince George's County? He cannot say because there are none. He can't build anything with the people being left behind.
Charles County officials say they are still diving into all of this data to figure out what these numbers mean for the future of this county. In the meantime, they're interested in capitalizing on what this could mean for the growth of this region. And Charles.
And what these numbers mean for Prince George's County, you'll see in the next video, in that they've been swamped with Section 8 applications, and they have a long waiting list, give or take about 30,000 people. And what you're going to see, which I think you'll find interesting, is the lack of self-awareness, and I guess you'd have to blame that on the low IQ of the black people being left behind in Prince George's County. You're going to see overweight people, people that have a place to live but are demanding from the government their own separate place to live. They live with family, but they demand to have their own residence. They show up to the waiting list to fill out the application, and they have long nails on, tattoos all over their hands, expensive watches, and these are people demanding handouts from their fellow residents. The few well-to-do blacks left behind are left to pay for the housing and the food and everything else being requested by these low IQ blacks. And so that is the problem that Prince George's faces. And it in some sense, it is almost like a death spiral.
Data anymore. It's
Well, tonight we are tracking the overwhelming response to Prince George's County's housing voucher program. The wait list opened today for the first time in 10 years, and the Housing Authority says thousands of people applied. Our Randy Hildreth has been digging into the new numbers and the urgent need for affordable housing. Randy.
Yeah, good evening to you. Leading up to today, we knew that the need was going to be great. So many of you were clicking on our story on our Facebook page and on our website and reaching out with questions. And even county leaders agree that this, what they saw today, the number of people applying, really put the need in perspective. Prince George's County received 3 times more applications than slots available on the first day the housing voucher program opened. Shocking, but not surprising to Housing Authority leaders.
We receive the calls on a daily basis. We receive those coming into our office asking for assistance. And so it's unfortunate we don't have enough to fit all of the demand. But we're excited about the opening because this is an opportunity to assist more families.
The program, also known as Section 8, helps people cover a portion of their rent so they can afford a place to live. Only 5,000 slots are available on the rental assistance wait list. People are chosen through a lottery, and those who applied Monday pray luck is on their side.
Sit at home every day and be scared that my stuff gonna be out in the street.
She sits at home every day. That means she doesn't work.
Because I don't have the income to apply.
The math to solve the affordable housing crisis isn't adding up right now. An October report from the state's top...
The math ain't mathing, as the blacks like to say. Well, say that one more time, ladies. The math ain't mathing.
Financial housing crisis isn't adding up right now.
Income to apply.
The math to solve the affordable housing crisis isn't adding up right now. An October report from the state's top financial officer found most people can't afford what's on the market right now. The median rent in Maryland is $1,721, which is above the national average. The state itself needs more affordable options, but also more housing, period. The report found Maryland is short about 100,000 housing units and needs close to 600,000 more in the next 20 years to keep up with growth.
I think we're going to see a lot of individuals from a lot of different backgrounds apply.
Lauren Busher is the co-chair of Prince George's County Housing Justice Coalition. Busher says the voucher program typically accepts people who are considered very low income, making $57,000 a year or less. She says this is a start in helping some people, but it's clear when the application process closes.
Did you see that lady right there? Jeez, look at these people. Look at these people can't afford to live in this area. It's too expensive, and no one's going to hire these people. They will forever be on the government until it's all over.
The start in helping some people, but it's clear when the application process closes, the county will need.
Jeez, this is the woman I want to show you. Like, look at this woman.
Helping some people, but it's clear.
Look at this one. Look at that one. Look at this. Look at that one. Look at this
People.
one. Look at this one. Look at these big, dumb, stupid looking glasses on. Then
it's
you see
clear
this one right
when-
here. Look at this one. I mean, she got a bunny on her head. Designer bunny, no less. I think that's Fendi. She's just leather jacket. You know, these people are very fashionable, trendy. Even while they're begging for housing, these are some very interesting people, I say.
The application process closes, the county will need to look at other options.
More assistance programs come into play. We'd like to see a little bit more scrutiny, stricter scrutiny over rental prices.
The application portal closes Friday.
Scrutiny on rental prices. Right?
And as a reminder, you have to
There's always a solution, scrutiny on rental prices, but they can't get to the point of asking themselves the question, well, no one really wants to rent to these people. That is the bigger thing. You got to really induce landlords like myself by paying the landlords super Section 8 payment rates. That's how that works.
Hello on this frigid Monday morning. I'm here in Prince George's County because we have some big news here. The Housing Choice Voucher Program is accepting applications again for the first time in 10 years. Now, this is specifically for the wait list. The Housing Authority says the reason it's taken so long is because they have to exhaust the current wait list to reopen it to new applicants. And in 2015,
so this is for the people that were on the wait list.
They said they had an overabundance of applicants. So what this means is today through Friday, if you want to apply for this rental assistance, also known as Section 8, that means that you have to go online and submit that application. Now, you can do that at any libraries, like where I am. If you need access to a public computer, there will be some that have some aids available if you need some help. This program will allow you to pay 30% of your income toward rent, and then the county would cover the rest.
That's the only way these people are able to stay here. And in many cases, again, I've had tenants that merely pay $1. Literally $1.
Once the application window closes, then all of those names will go into a lottery system, which will select 5,000 names randomly to be on the new wait list, and then the county will choose from that to begin to dole out some of those
If you think that number's going to be random, they're going to select these people in random, please. It's not how it works.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
We just got some new numbers from Prince George's County about how many people have applied for rental assistance. So in the first 2 days, just 2 days, nearly 30,000 people have filled out applications for the Housing Choice Voucher Program.
And so many of our neighbors in this program really just started accepting applications for the first time in a decade. So we've been following this story very closely for weeks, knowing how many of our neighbors are relying on this to help with affording a home. Our Randy Hildreth joins us now live tonight from Oxon Hill. And Randy, and we know you spent the day looking into other places people can turn to get some help.
Yeah, good evening to you both. That number is staggering. And the unfortunate part of all of this is that clearly there will be people who really need help paying their rent who won't make the voucher wait list. Unfortunately, there are just so many slots available, and it far exceeds the number of people who need help based on the number of people who can make that list. And so, as you mentioned, I spoke with agencies across Prince George's County today about what else is available for people right now. Janisha Page braved the cold and rain Tuesday for one reason.
I'm just trying to find a stable place for me and my two daughters.
She's one of nearly 30,000 people who signed up for Prince George's County Housing Voucher Program, which helps people pay their rent. Only 5,000 people are selected through a lottery to go on a wait list for assistance, and Paige hopes she's one of them.
Tense, a little anxious. I want to be picked. I want to make a better life for my kids.
Would you rent to this woman here? You look at her, she walk up to you, she got all these children, and she probably got 2 or 3 men that come along with them, and so you're renting to the whole package.
Let's do better.
With so many applications, she's already considering...
Look at them nails. Oh man, look at the tattoos and nails, the watches on these low IQ blacks coming up to your house, asking you to rent to them. And this is the filth, the trash that you have to dig through when you're dealing with Section 8. Low IQ trash, trashy people who spend their money on, as you can see, the gewgaws of life, rings, watches, tattoos, and then they turn around and come to you and they want subsidized housing.
Backup plans if she's not chosen.
Stay with my family until I still get on my feet and do.
Why not stay with your family until you can afford your own rent instead of the government help you pay your rent? See, that's one of the bigger problems. And one of the things I've talked about is that the blacks now, don't even have to depend on their families. There's a government to come in and feed them. There's a government that will come in and house them. There's a government that will, if they have a problem with their significant other, the government will come in and try to solve those issues for them, domestic violence cases. So the blacks don't even have to use their mind today. They just call the government, and the government has a solution for almost every one of their problems. And you hear this very clearly. This is one of the biggest problems in the black community, in my opinion. Aside from the conspicuous consumption, you see the nails, you see the tattoos, you see the watch. And I'll zoom in on that just to make sure you can see that. For those of you watching on your phone, this is what you're seeing, the conspicuous consumption of a woman who says that she cannot afford her rent. When she has her rent on one arm, one hand, she has enough money that she's probably paid, that would probably be her portion, her contribution to her rent on her hand. That watch looks to be an Apple Watch or something, probably a couple $100. Tattoo, couple $100. The nails, probably a couple $100 on both hands. And what we're talking about here is that is likely her contribution on a monthly basis. She'll probably pay $300-400 a month at most. And clearly you see where the rest of her money is going.
Considering backup plans if she's not chosen.
Stay with my family until I still get them.
She stay with her family. And these people, they have such tenuous relationship with their families that they're trying their best to get away from their family instead of strengthening the relationship or either forging a relationship there. And so these people, they say, hey, Mr. Government, get me away, help me get away from my family and give me a voucher so I can get away from my family so I can leave my kids by themselves. See, there would be someone to be at home. Maybe she's with her family. She could leave her kids, go off to work, something like that. But once she gets to the apartment, she has a kid solely by herself. How can she work? She's further saddled into poverty there. And the other issue is that with her staying with her family, there should be some kind of collective benefit for all of them. But the government is bailing her out of solving her own problems by giving her a house, giving her a place to live, getting her out of her family's house where she's currently living. She's not homeless. They didn't mention that she's in a homeless shelter or anything like that. But the government is going to bail her out, give her a place to live for no other reason than she signed her name on a list. And that's how that works.
For many, the question is what to do if they don't make the list. I spent Tuesday making calls.
We're a 52-year-old organization, and we've been involved with housing almost throughout our 52-year existence.
Jimmy L. Slade is the executive director of the Community Ministry of Prince.
And I bet you in his 52 years, the problem has gotten worse. So what has he been doing the last 52 years?
Georges County. His organization offers some rental assistance funding, but also helps families cover other expenses to free up their budget.
Encourage people to try to use some of these resources for their food and save their cash money to try to pay their rent.
Laurel Advocacy and Referral Services is another option, offering rent, mortgage, and utilities assistance along with grocery help. Executive Director Shannon Mouton says people should not give up.
To those who are applying, please do apply. Get your name in the process.
Right. She's saying, get out of your mama's house, move away from your family, and take your low IQ on the road on your own.
That is the only way that you can get ahead. DC Lottery said it right. You got to play to win.
It's the only way you can get ahead. DC Lottery said it right. You got to play to win. This is the mindset of these people. Life is just one big lottery. You don't have any input in winning or losing. It's just a lottery. You got to play to win. And it's the only way you're going to win.
That you can get ahead. DC Lottery said it right. You got to play to win. Reach out. If we can't help you, we can put you in contact with folks who can.
Again, the application process for the voucher program closes Friday. And if you're watching this story and definitely need some help, we have a full list of, one, how you can apply for the voucher program, but then also some of the other resources available for you going on the website.
These people really have no shame